You learned early how to become small without ever shrinking your body. It happens in moments that don't look important from the outside. A feeling you don't name, a need that waits too long, a sentence you almost say, then quietly swallow. Without realizing it, you begin to notice that attention flows past you more easily when you don't ask for anything. So you adapt, you watch, you listen, you stay alert to moods, pauses, and the emotional weather in the room. This is how a child disappears, not suddenly and not dramatically, slowly, through usefulness, through politeness, through being easy. You sense even then that there isn't much space for you to arrive fully, so you learn to arrive partially. You learn to read faces before speaking. You learn which parts of yourself are welcome and which ones are better kept folded inward. Your nervous system adjusts to this arrangement. It becomes skilled at scanning, at anticipating, at staying just ahead of disappointment. This isn't anxiety in the way people usually imagine it. It's quieter than that, more like a constant low-level readiness, a background awareness that never quite turns off, not because you were weak, but because you were human, and humans adapt to survive. You grow older, and the world begins to call this maturity, independence, emotional strength. People notice how little you ask for, how composed you are, how self-contained. What they don't see is the cost of becoming someone who never needs. Without realizing it, you may have learned to regulate other people before you ever learned to regulate yourself. You sense when someone is drifting away emotionally. You notice the subtle shift in tone. You adjust, you soften, you retreat. All of this happens before thought, before language. It lives in the body. What saved you then now imprisons you. As an adult, closeness can feel confusing. You want it, but only at a distance you can control. When someone leans in, something inside you tightens. Not fear exactly, more like vigilance. A question forms beneath the surface. Will there be room for me here, or will I need to disappear again? So you become selective with your emotions. You share carefully. You edit yourself in real time. You may struggle to know what you actually want, because wanting was never the skill that kept you safe. Reading the room did. There may be a quiet grief here, not for what happened, but for what didn't. The conversations that never came, the comfort that was too busy, too distracted, or too subtle to reach you. This kind of absence doesn't leave obvious wounds. It leaves a shape, and you spend years learning how to live around it. Still, there is meaning in this adaptation, a deep sensitivity, an ability to sit with complexity, a way of understanding people beyond their words. These traits didn't appear by accident. They grew in the silence you learned to navigate. And maybe, as you sit with this now, something loosens, not to fix anything, just to recognize it, to see that the child who learned to disappear did so intelligently, carefully, with the tools available at the time. Nothing was wrong with you for becoming that way. You were responding to the space you were given, and simply noticing that truth can feel quietly like being seen at last.